Here we go. All right, we are back. It's Crew Call with the Scooters, and today we are super excited because we have our friends in Kane, PA. Kane, PA, where
Yes.
the maple syrup in the world is made. Believe it, I know it for a fact. And we're with Kate Kennedy, who is the executive director of not one, not two, but three nonprofits up there. So she can talk about that. And also the incredible Brandy Shemp, who is the mayor of Kane, PA. So thank you, ladies, so much for being with us today and for being our friends and for talking with us about what's going on in Kane during this really crazy season that we're in. So Kate, how are you?
Hello, hi. Well, I'm better now that I'm seeing your faces.
Oh,
so that's a start.
That's so nice.
Love seeing you.
But yeah, I'm doing all right. And as you mentioned, I support three nonprofits. And so that's the Kane Chamber of Commerce. It's our revitalization organization and our industry development organization. So all three of them are definitely feeling what's happening in our world right now. And so it's been an interesting time, and, it's kind of uncharted territory. And so we're just figuring it out as we go with all the new information that keeps coming in. So we're hanging in there. We're doing the best that we can, and just really glad to connect with you guys today.
Thank you. And Brandy, let me ask you this. The news came down last week where it was like, okay, there's things going on, and then all of a sudden Governor Ridge is like, shut it down. And the first question Courtney and I were talking about was, what about Kane? It's all small business.
Right.
What's going on in Kane, and how are you guys dealing with it and being affected?
Right. One of the things, it's difficult when it comes out and it says non-essential businesses, because for us, every single business that makes up our community is vital. It's important. If it wasn't there, we would immediately notice. So, we do have a little bit of, a little bit of a tough time trying to say, you're considered non-essential, please shut your doors. But really, everyone has been fully supportive, very understanding, very much banding together, working together, and understanding, it's the person that you see in church, it's the person you see at your kid's school, it's the person that you buy things from, or they buy from you. They support your organization. So, when it comes out non-essential, that's a tough pill to swallow, but everybody's working really hard together.
So what's changed up there, Kate? We were, we stalk you, of course, on all of the social channels, and you put a call out for changes in business or grab and go. There's a lot of restaurants up in Kane, especially on Main Street. Tell me some of the businesses, what are they doing to get through this moment?
Yeah, well, I just want to echo what Brandy said about it's different because we know all of the business owners. These are not impersonal things. It's very, very personal for each one of us. And so, especially when I found out that the restaurants were needing to make changes since people couldn't go in and dine, we wanted to get the word out as quickly as possible about what all they were doing to accommodate people so people could still come and get their food and spend money there. So a lot of the restaurants are doing curbside delivery, which is new for them, for many of them. Delivery has been essential for some of them, but it's another new way that a lot of the restaurants are adapting, trying to bring food to people. So really, I think the biggest role that we are playing right now is the communication and trying to make one central point of communication to get it out there in a efficient way instead of barraging people with all this different information, but making it clear, concise, and knowing where to go to find the updated information for these businesses.
I bet that's helpful and just kind of calming some people's nerves because they know that you guys are on it, and it's like, here's what we know. We can get you the information and probably resources too. Has there been a lot of need, or has there been a call for certain things up in Kane? Or I know that there was a couple meetings, town meetings, weren't there recently, that you guys were all talking about some stuff. What's kind of happening as the advent of this continues?
Well, I think the great thing that Kane has going for it is this community mindedness. And Brandy, I'd love for you to kind of talk about some of the leadership meetings that you've been in, because I think that's been really, really important to drive very great communication and leadership at this time.
Sure. So first thing Monday morning, I had met out at UPMC Kane with the president and their clinical director, as well as the executive director from our Lutheran home, which is our elderly senior living care facility. We also met with our superintendent from our school district and other members from Borough Council, because I think it's important that we're all on the same page. We know what one is saying to the next. We understand that while this is an extremely fluid situation, as long as we're in constant communication and we can have, clear minds going into the next step of things, it makes it much easier. And then we can present information as needed to the community. And like Kate said, we're trying really hard to not just share information constantly. We're looking for verified information, pertinent information, information that'll help our businesses, our students, our residents. And so what I've been doing just as the mayor is trying to send out one piece of literature a day, one document that says, here are today's updates. And I've been basically using my Facebook page for that and that only. What's great is there's so many other things happening in the community. Like Kate said, you have, restaurants trying out new things, people volunteering to do stuff, nights activities for, kids that are home, people are idea sharing, but I'm kind of leaving all of that kind of social media sharing up to the rest of our community members, which are doing a great job. I just wanted to use my platform more as informational, and although it's very fluid, which makes it a little bit challenging, at least there's a reference point to go to where all the facts are kind of coming into one place for things that are important to our community.
What's the governor's office saying? What's your council people, legislators, are they in active conversation with you about like what's happening? And
I would say that's probably one of the most difficult things to navigate at this point. I know at those upper levels, things are extremely fluid, minute by minute. So I understand that putting something in writing and sending it out to mayors across the state is probably very difficult, because what was right 5 minutes ago might not be right now. So that's where the challenge comes in as the mayor, as someone who's trying to get this information to the community. I'm going to the same news sources that a lot of our citizens are. So everything that we put out there, I make sure I check, double check, verify, and try to share. If I do put something out there and it changes very quickly, I need to get in and correct it. But for the most part, I type one document, I scan it, I sign it, I post it towards the end of the day, and that's the wording that I'm going to stick with. And most of it's updates from the community, because we're just not really getting information in other ways than anybody else at this point.
Right. Are you talking, so this is a double question. I mean, of course, I'm totally stepping on your toes because
That's all right. That's okay.
But let me ask this.
I'm learning a lot, which is what we're supposed to do. So
absolutely. Are you talking with any other mayors up there? Anybody else surrounding areas? Bradford, I think Smithport's right there. Are you guys kind of having like, hey, what's going on? Are you having any of those conversations? That's my first question. And my second question: what do you think the citizens of Kane, kind of their biggest concern is at this moment? You could answer either one of those.
Sure. So absolutely, I've been in contact with the mayor from Bradford City, the mayor from Mount Jewett, and then also outside of our county, I spent quite a bit of time yesterday on the phone with the mayor from St. Mary's in Elk County, which is, just a half an hour away. So it is very nice to be able to have those resources to reach out and say, what's happening in your area? What are your citizens' concerns? How are you handling this? What information do you have coming out? Some of our mayors have declared states of emergency. Some of them have not. I have not yet. So gathering that information from other mayors and understanding why they're doing what they're doing is very helpful. So there's open lines of communication across the board as far as that goes. And we also work very closely with the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs, who have been very supportive in all of this. And I think, yeah, go ahead, Kate. You can talk about.
On my end, one of the resources I've been reaching out to a lot has been our county economic development office and our regional partners that really support not just our county, but the 5 or 6 county area. And they're really working hard to give us as much information as they have about loan programs or financial relief that might be coming down the pike. And so I've been trying to gather that information and again, wait until it's very clear what the next steps are and then go on to share that information with businesses that might need it.
That's amazing. What are the businesses talking about? Because I mean, clearly you both are in the community talking or not like in person, but what are people talking about? What are they concerned about?
Well, I've seen on social media, at least, I've seen a shift really from kind of being skeptical or more negative about it to being really trying to find the positive of banding together as a community. So that's been a really interesting shift that I've seen where there's a business that is doing free ice cream for every 10 restaurants we visit between now and June 1st. Like really looking to do things to be positive in the midst of this hard time. And you know what? Disasters have hit our community in the past. We had a tornado come through in 1985 that really destroyed parts of the town, and the community banded together. So it's kind of, although this is different, it's still the same philosophy of we're stronger together. And I think we're really seeing that, at least in my opinion, right now.
I agree.
What's one thing you want people to know from the outside, like how they can help, what they should be doing with small businesses, especially when they're, how can they reach them? What would you suggest from what you've been learning and hearing from the town?
I think just going and getting food, really like supporting as much as you can. But we also recognize that there are people that aren't working right now too. And so their financial situation has changed. So for, we know that not everyone can go get a meal out every day or 2 meals out a day. So as much as you can to do that, but then also social media, it's so powerful. So share, really try to spread the word about what these businesses are doing and what they need, because the more that we know, I think that's one of the interesting things and opportunities that I've found in this is that although in general it's kind of a similar fear or thing going on with the businesses, everyone is a little bit different too, because there are some businesses that are still open and their needs might be different now than a business that just opened last year for the first time to do cosmetics and now had to close their doors for 2 weeks. And so trying to really just be available to listen to the different business owners to hear exactly what each one needs, or just to be a person to listen as they express what they're thinking and feeling.
Right. And Kane is truly the star in the forest. I mean, you guys, when this all lifts, I mean, what do you think the 3 most important things about Kane that everybody should know? And Mayor Brandy, I think you should tell us, because Kane, we love Kane. We love it. It's so, you're going through such an incredible renaissance. And you're part of the PA Wilds, and there's some really great stuff. But what do you think the top 3 things about Kane is?
Well, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I know it's extremely cliche, but here we go. It is the people. It is the people. I have no doubt in my mind that when the dust settles from this, actually the dust won't even have settled, and the wheels will be turning, and we'll be shopping, and we'll be supporting these small businesses, and we'll be encouraging one another. We'll be supporting our students. This is a tough time for students to be home. We'll be supporting our education centers that have had to close, and our small businesses. So I would say number 1 is the people. There's nothing like it. In my opinion. I grew up here, and so obviously I'm a little biased. The mayor, maybe a little bit more biased, but it truly is the people. It's the spirit of the community that will shine through this whole thing. And I think that's the number 1 thing people have to know, is that we'll still be here. We will still be here. Our businesses will still be here. We would love to have you come visit us, come play with us, come spend your time with us. And, there's a few other things that make us great. I could probably go on and on and on, but I think above all, it's the spirit and the pride of the community really shines through. And I have absolutely no doubt that this will pull people closer. I really like that.
I thought you were going to say the sunsets.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. So Kate makes fun of me. Everybody around here makes fun of me because 4 kids, we traveled a lot more. And I'm telling you, we are on the summit. We are at the height of the Alleghenies, right? So the sunsets here are the best sunsets anywhere you're going to find.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
And I would agree.
Number 2.
That's number 2. I think number 3 is probably a tie. I would say it's either Sasquatch Fest,
Oh,
you know, or art in the woods, or
Art in the Wild.
Art in the Wild. Yeah.
Alumni weekend.
Yeah, it's a great weekend. Alumni weekend. I mean, there's so many things.
All the parades, every parade.
Every parade, hot chocolate at Christmas time and the holidays. It's
I'm
a
there.
place to do. Well, we appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for being with us today. And you know, just safety to everybody there. We just love it. We can't wait until this lifts so we can get back up there and see all of you again soon.
Yes.
Yes, we
come
miss you.
Yeah,
so
we
much for spending time with us today. We appreciate it. And we miss you guys too. We miss everybody. Come see us as soon as this is done.
will.
Well,
We'll be there.
Food ready and lots of places to rest and recuperate and have some fun.
Yeah, truly. We love Kane, so we'll be there. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Guys, bye.
Here.